What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of the Frozen Pirate Podcast in collaboration with Daniel Morales of Fear the Bay. We are live here from the 2025 Sports Collectors Expo right here in Tampa at the fairgrounds. If you're out there, you're watching this, come on down, man. It's a fun time. There's a lot of cool stuff going on here, Daniel, man. Like we before we got anything set up, we actually took a quick walkthrough.
Yeah.
And the amount of money and cards.
Lou, you saw a $200,000 LeBron James Kobe Bryant card. The cards here are really insane.
Bro, it's wild.
Yeah.
Like, there is some heavy hitters, and like some of the cards here, I mean, I don't even want to touch them. I don't even want to go near them because I'm not trying to take ownership of it. But it is a good time out here. Bring the family, bring the kids. A lot of cool stuff. A lot of just, it's like kind of going through like a time capsule over here.
Yeah.
I actually brought down my Mike Evans card, and we're going to see if we can get it graded, and maybe we can walk through the process and show you guys what goes through grading stuff like that. But overall, there's some good guests coming through, man. We're going to be interviewing Elijah Roberts from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's a big one right there.
That is a big one now. Yeah, man. And then we got another Buccaneer player from a little blast from the past, from the 2002-2003 Tampa Bay Buccaneers Super Bowl team. Dwight Smith might be joining the show. I mean, like, it's loaded, man. And like I said, it's an honor to be here. A lot of hard work you, myself, have put in. And just the honor of just interviewing Elijah Roberts. He's a great, great human being on and off the field. And I'm looking forward to that.
As well, very talented.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have fun talking to Elijah Roberts. That's pretty cool.
There's a lot of cool stuff going on here, man. I can't explain. Like me and you, we were just taking a walk through what was going on, and there's just so much stuff here. There's so many cards to go through. I got a couple of cards in mind that I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna ship out to a couple of friends out there. But yeah, man, big game coming up Sunday too with the Tampa Bay Bucs.
Yeah, we almost forget. There's so much going on. We almost forget about this game going on.
Yeah, we did forget about the game. What's your predictions? How's your insight on this game? Because for me, every game moving forward now for the Buccaneers is a must-win game. It's because you got the Carolina Panthers a half a game behind us in the South. They're not a bad team. Like, you take a look at some of the victories that they've put together, and they're obviously they're probably one of the most inconsistent teams, but they beat the LA Rams. And the LA Rams, from a lot of people who thought, including myself, that they were the team to beat in the NFC. Man, they looked deadly. They played physical on defense, and the record backed it up. And obviously they got McVay as the coach. When you have Sean McVay as your coach, man, you're never out of it. And he's a guy that's not, he's no nonsense. He's a player's coach, but he's no nonsense. You see him on the sideline.
Yep.
But the Panthers, the Carolina Panthers, you heard it here, folks. The Carolina Panthers knocked them off. So we got the Saints. It's a divisional game. Every divisional game is difficult. I don't care what anybody says, unless you're like the
record
Jets.
out the door.
Yeah,
that doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter unless you're the Jets. But I mean, the Bucs almost lost to the Jets.
Yeah.
But it's insane to think that the season is pretty much almost over. We got what, 5-6 more games? If that.
Yeah, it's week 14. It's week 14 already. Yeah. That is insane.
The season just started.
It feels like it just started. It's already going to be over.
It's insane. But what's your take on this game? Are you nervous at all for this game? I'm a little on the edge because it is the Saints. I'm hoping for a 50 burger on them. I really do. But
like last year.
Yeah. That's what I'm expecting. Yeah. That's what I hope. But it is a divisional game. It is in Tampa. We'll see. What's your take on this?
This should, of course, be a winnable game here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But this isn't going to be an easy game, of course. Divisional games, we talked about it very hard. I don't know if you've seen it on X, but there is a Tyler Shuck propaganda video going around. He's not actually too bad. His stats don't really show it. He's averaging somewhere around 214 yards per game. He has 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. The stats won't blow you away.
Right.
But you see there's potential in him. You see that there's something in him. You know, the Saints drafted him in the 2nd round. They benched him week 8. I'm sorry, they benched Spencer Rattler week 8, put him in. I mean, he's not ever going to be an elite quarterback, in my opinion, but I think he could be a true fringe quarterback one, and he can do some damage to you if you catch him on the wrong week.
Right.
Hopefully it's not the wrong week for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but and real quick, who would have expected the Panthers? We got a Panthers fan walking by. The Panthers to knock off the Rams. You called it. I didn't call it. But
I did.
I mean, this game, it's very winnable. The concern for me is Tristan Wirfs. Is he going to be there? At left tackle, of course. He's dealing with an oblique injury. He came back today in practice, limited. I would expect him to go out there and play, but of course he's not going to be 100%. You got Cam Jordan, you got Chase Young, of course, you got Carl Granderson. Those guys can get to the quarterback.
Yeah.
Cam Jordan, he's an old man. I don't mean to say anybody's old man, but you're kind of
screw that guy. Screw that guy. Hey, 38. I look like, listen, a lot of people don't understand. I mean, a lot of people, like, they think I'm like 24, 25. I'm like, no, man, I'm turning 38 in like a week.
I forget that sometimes.
Yeah. And they're like, what? What do you do? What's your skin routine? Don't have one.
I hope you have the same kind of issue you get.
Shout out to the wife, man, because she gives me all the pointers and stuff like that. Hey, you need to get this, you need to get that, you need to get this. And so I kind of go with it.
Shout out to my wife. Thank you. Daddy, thank you for in the chat there. Hi, Danny. Hi, Louie. Truly love you. Thank you for watching here.
I have a bad problem right now. I keep looking over here when I should be looking there. So it's just like, well, yeah, I mean, this Buccaneers Saints game, the way I look at it is I am predicting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to come out with a victory here, but we have to get out of that game without injuries. The injuries is something that really hindered this team. The injuries is something that killed this team throughout the year. This team should have been a lot better than what this record indicates. And you got a lot of people out there, and I'm going to talk to Elijah about this when we get him on. A lot of people out there are saying we need to move on from Coach Bowles. I've kind of felt like that a little bit, but I have to put myself in his shoes. And that's something that I do with everybody. I kind of got to put myself in it. Before I make a decision like that, I got to put myself in those shoes. Like, how would I feel, or how would I go about of coaching a team when Mike is gone, Chris is gone, Jalen's gone, Bucky is gone, and at one point, well, you have Cody Mock. He's done for the season.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't talk about that, and he's really starting to come into becoming a really good right guard for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not only that, he's awesome with the running game, and he's not there. And then our left guard was gone for a while too, and that's difficult. That is difficult to kind of game plan. How can you execute certain game plans, and how do you throw out certain packages? And then you got to rely on 2 rookie wide receivers. So that's why I kind of like pumped the brakes on that. And I started to kind of let myself get consumed about fire Bowles. And I just really thought about it and did a deep dive. And I'm just like, it's not fair to him.
Yeah, you bring up, we'll get to Bowles in a second. You bring up a great point about Cody Mock being out. He's one of the only ones, him and David Walker, who are out for the entire season.
Right.
Mike, they open up the practice window for Mike this week. He won't be, he's ruled out for this game. J Mac also ruled out for this game as well. I would assume that they can come back next week on Thursday Night Football. But Cody Mouk being out and Ben Bredesen being in and out throughout the entire season, I think that's put a lot of pressure and a lot of responsibility on Graham Barton.
Yeah.
He hasn't performed to the level that you would take in that rookie to second year leap that you would want him to.
Right.
I think a lot of that is just because of the fact that he doesn't have help in that interior offensive line.
Right.
He has Michael Jordan out there. He has Dan Feeney, who the Buccaneers signed from the Bills practice squad. He wasn't on the active roster.
Right.
I mean, I know a lot of people believe that it'll be a good idea for him to move to guard, and maybe if the Buccaneers can find a center that can fill that role, maybe that will work. Or you move Ben Bredesen inside. But I think any criticism on Graham Barton, you got to hold that off. If next year, when Cody Mouk and Ben Bredesen are out there, if they're healthy and he's still performing like this, then we can have the question about the future of Graham Barton. I wouldn't put too much into that. But for Todd Bowles, like I told you, I started to think about what would life look like, after they lost to, what was the loss? It was one of the big losses coming out of the bye week. It might have been the Buffalo Bills loss. But I tell you, this was the first time that I've ever considered life after Bowles. Like, if the Buccaneers are part ways, and I gave you a few names, I won't talk about those names just in case.
I actually like one of those names that you brought up, and we'll talk about that off there. But
that guy is gonna get somebody's gonna pick him up.
Someone's gonna pick him up. Yeah,
and he's gonna be. I won't hit who he's gonna be, but he's gonna be a really good head coach in this league. He can develop players. But for Todd Bowles, there's stuff that goes inside of locker room, and he deals with it. He never throws a player underneath, under the bus.
No.
There was a video you retweeted it where he has the defense on the sideline. I included it in my video this week, and he's getting in their face. He's getting angry. He's getting aggressive, and all of them. Antoine Winfield Jr., Zion, Anthony Nelson. They're listening to every single word he has to say. They're nodding. They're agreeing, but they're listening. he commands their respect. There's a lot of stuff that we don't see that goes on behind the locker room, but inside the locker room. But he's a good head coach overall.
Right.
They fight for him. They don't quit on him. Every season they go through his midseason lull, this midseason slump. You never hear anything like an AJ Brown. There's never any controversy in the locker room, even when they're losing. They stick together. That's partly because of the culture that he also established here in Tampa. That was created by Bruce Arians and Tom Brady, all these guys. But Todd Bowles is a big part of that as well.
Oh, absolutely. And a lot of people give Bowles crap. What they don't understand is when you look at everything, the whole picture of when Todd Bowles became head coach, he inherited that coaching staff. He didn't want that coaching staff. Obviously, you become a coach of the football team, you're going to bring in your guys.
Byron Leftwich, offensive guard. I'm sorry, offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Keith Armstrong, special teams coach. I mean,
let's not talk about Byron Leftwich. that was tough to watch. Yeah, a lot of people, I think, can agree with us on that. But the things that he had to go through, life without Tom Brady, just who's going to replace the GOAT? Who's like, that's a huge thing. And like inheriting those problems the first year would have they would have broke a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
You're dealing with Tom Brady coming back with Botox and a divorce. Okay.
He lost 15 pounds.
Yeah, not there for training camp for 2 weeks, I believe it was. That's difficult. You have Byron Leftwich as your offensive coordinator. It wasn't a good showing. They were 8-9. They entered the playoffs. They got eliminated by the Cowboys that year. It was unfortunate. And then you have to bring in your own coaching staff, and he brought in Dave Canales, who I thought was pretty decent for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Also, you have the big question, who's going to replace Brady? We brought in Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, including myself, wasn't a fan of that. I thought it was going to be Trask because I saw what Dave Canales did with Geno Smith, resurrected his career. And now you have Kyle Trask. I'm like, okay, he sat behind Tom Brady for a couple of years. He's inherited Mike. He's inherited Chris. Like, we're good to go. Like, we're all right. And then Baker Mayfield gets signed. And then, it was kind of like 50-50. People were like, oh, I don't know about this. He's got a bum shoulder. And then he lit the world on fire. He was Tampa Bay. He was the Buccaneers. Like, and those players respected him and they commanded, and they took on his, attitude. And that's what that was the perfect fit for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And now we fast forward to now, we've won all these division titles. We've been in the playoffs, but we just can't take that next step. I thought this year was the year. And again, falling back onto that Bowles situation where what would life be like without Bowles? Could we go further? Could we go further? I don't know. It's to be determined, but you can't sit here and say Bowles should be fired because it's not fair, because the amount of injuries, and I don't want to use the injury. It's not like, one guy. It's not like it's just Mike.
Mm-hmm.
It was multiple starters, multiple.
Yeah.
Okay, on offense. It was tough to score points. And you're putting a lot of pressure on your defense. A lot of people had harsh criticism for Jamel Dean.
Yeah, I was one of them.
Yeah.
Fear the Bay started. The first episode was, should Jamel Dean lose his starting role?
Yeah.
Because the Buccaneers had drafted Benjamin Morrison round 2, Jacob Parrish round 3. The extension didn't happen yet for Zion, but the idea was those 3 would be the future of the cornerback room. Now, the criticism for me with Jamel Dean, the injuries, of course, often injured. He can't catch the interception. Sometimes he was a liability. This year he's turned it around. But if you remember the preseason game where J-Mac got hurt, the hospital, but Jamel Dean, I don't know where he was, the entire game. There was a drive, if you remember, where the Pittsburgh Steelers just targeted him. And he gave up a 40-plus yard reception. Yeah. His eyes wandered in the end zone. He had a DPI the same drive. He's just been able to turn things around, and Todd Bowles will stay. I think that's what's going to happen, no matter what happens in the playoffs. But I talked about this on my show. I think the Buccaneers, unfortunately, now have a hole at the cornerback position. You're paying Zion $16 million a year.
Disappointing.
Disappointing. Big disappointment. We could talk about him in a moment, but you have Benjamin Morrison, who's been often injured, same as Jamel Dean in the past. And when he's been in, it's been a roller coaster, of course. And you expect that from a rookie corner, but do you trust him enough next year? If Jamel Dean walks out the door as one of your starters, that's a question mark there. I feel like Jacob Parrish is good. He's going to be the best out of that group, in my opinion. I mean, but You're paying Zion $16 million. Carlton Davis, former gravedigger, he's making $18 million with the Patriots. You can't pay two corners. The Buccaneers can't with the players they need to bring back. You can't pay two corners $18 million each. You know, that's a bit difficult. So the Buccaneers, unfortunately, are going to have a hole at the cornerback position. Zion, and Todd Bowles has admitted this himself, he lets his technique get sloppy.
Yeah, we see
because of the fact that he gets bored out there.
Yeah, that was an interesting comment, man. A player is getting bored, and this is not the first time we've heard this. Didn't another Buccaneer say this before? They were bored. Somebody said that they were bored. I don't like that. I don't like, because that kind of concerns me a little bit. But with Jamel Dean, I think he's ranked one of the best corners in the NFL right now.
Yeah. So I think PFF has him as one of the, if not the first, like top 3 corners right now.
It's insane. And he took a pay cut, and I don't know, man. It's just, the thing is with Jamel, I get so frustrated with him, but he's playing very good this year, outside of some injuries. But I just feel like once you stop paying these guys again, like he took the pay cut, once you stop paying them, they get comfortable. And there's got to be some type of consequence for that. There's got to be some type of repercussion for that, because I don't think it's not fair to the fans. It's not fair to the organization. And I guess it's not fair to the player neither. It's just like, we see that so much of this. We see so much of that. But I just hope the Buccaneers can solve this a little bit on defense. And I don't really think the cornerback position is a problem. I think Zion just needs to get his stuff together.
Well, I think it is a problem moving forward. That's the problem. Next year, you're depending on Zion, Jamel Dean no more, Benjamin Morrison out there. Yeah, that's not the only hole they have on defense.
It's going to be a lackluster free agency class, from what I understand.
Jamel Dean will be the top free agent, and at the cornerback position.
So, can we say he's good as gone after this year? Because it is risky to sit here. Now you're going to go sit down with Jamel Dean. You're going to go give him a contract again. I like Jamel Dean. I hope it's a contract where it works for both parties, because I want to keep Jamel. I do want to keep Jamel Dean, because I think out of all the corners on the team, I think he is the best corner we have. I think the problem is guys like Jacob Parrish, Zion, and no shade on Jacob. I think he's played phenomenal for a rookie, and you don't really see that. He kind of gives me Rondé Barber vibes because the height and how physical he plays. I think it's going to take him a couple more years to really become a very good number 2 corner. But with Jamel, it's just like it's tricky again, because you don't want to break the bank for him, and you also don't want to bid against yourself. You don't want to go into a bidding war in free agency for a guy. I don't know. This is a situation where the Bucs need to figure out with the cornerback situation. But I think I'm going to say it. I'm going to go ahead and say it. The most important position that they need to fill is the pass rush.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get to eventually. Yeah, that's
a big concern for me, because they've been like a game. Let's rewind to the Cardinals. I wasn't impressed with that game. A lot of people were happy that the Bucs won. I wasn't too happy because I didn't like the way they played in that game.
Yeah.
The Cardinals, I get they play physical, but you're the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You're supposed to go out there. You should have steamrolled them. You left about 21 points on that board. There was 21 points left on the field that the offense just couldn't get going for some reason. And the defense was playing. They did their job, I believe. They honored Simeon Rice, the late great Simeon Rice. Yaya had a pretty good game. Vita had a really good game. The defense did what they were supposed to do. The problem with this team is they don't complement one another. The offense will make some good plays, and then it's the defense's turn, and the defense drops the ball there. Vice versa. The defense will go out, get a pick, or they'll force a fumble, they get a sack or whatever, 3 and out, momentum, and then all of a sudden the offense goes out there, stalls.
Yep.
So I'm going to say 2 things that the Buccaneers need to address in the offseason. This is way too early to talk about. And hopefully, I hope I'm dead wrong about this. I hope things will start to change. The pass rush needs to be addressed. It's time I get Jason Light doesn't want to go out. He doesn't want to trade draft picks. But I think this is the year that you're going to have to, depending on what happens with the Pittsburgh Steelers, you have a guy like TJ Watt, you have a guy like Myles Garrett. This is the same conversation that we had last offseason. One of those 2 guys you have to make a phone call for. It's unfortunate, but if you look at the way the Rams won a Super Bowl, unfortunately, sometimes you got to give up draft picks. Now, would you rather wait and hope that one of these guys pans out, Or would you just rather, if I said, hey, Dan, if we trade 2 of our first round picks and a future pick and maybe a player, but we're going to win a Super Bowl, would you do it?
If we're going to win a Super Bowl, yeah, yeah.
Sometimes you got to just take that risk. And I think we've lost that. No risk it, no biscuit. We lost sense of that a little bit.
Yeah, on defense for me, and again, we're a bit early.
Yeah.
But
It's never too
we're looking
early.
ahead, yeah, we're looking ahead right now because things can change too. Zion can turn things around, and then we're like, okay, there's no corner issue, at least on his side. Inside linebacker, Savasi Dennis has turned things around a bit.
Yeah.
He's not
A little bit more improved.
Yeah, there's just a bit more improved. The question is with Levante David. If he retires, they definitely have a hole there. Nick Jackson, John Bullock, those are guys on the roster. They're not going to fill that spot. So you have a hole at inside linebacker if he steps away. The edge rush position, they thought Hassan Reddick was going to be the guy, the $14 million man. He hasn't been.
He gets pressure on the quarterback, but the problem is nobody's capitalizing on the sack. I think, not to cut you off, I think it would be a little bit different. Like if Yaya had like 10 sacks already.
Yaya's another one in.
Like I like Yaya Diaby, but I just think that I like Hassan Reddick too. But the problem is, I don't think we're getting a Hassan Reddick of 4 years ago, and that's the I don't want to compare him to Joe Tryon-Shoyinka because he's not. Because Joe Tryon-Shoyinka's biggest problem was what? All gas, no brakes.
Yeah.
Balls right by the quarterback. Where Hassan Reddick is almost there.
Coming across.
Yeah. Oh, he used to frustrate me.
Yeah.
But the whole, and Hassan, another one, just injured. That's a big problem. I think he's coming back for this game. Is he coming back this game?
Oh, he came back against the Arizona.
Oh, yeah, he came back against
You wouldn't have even noticed.
Yeah, but exactly. This is what I'm talking about. Is that the pass rush just doesn't get there, and it's a big concern for me. This Bucs defense should be. This is the game. Sacking a quarterback multiple times a game takes away points off the board, in my opinion. Because football, you can tell who's going to win the game by looking at the trenches. Whoever's getting that push, and a lot of the times the Buccaneers don't get to the quarterback. They can't capitalize on wrapping up the quarterback, and there's times where I've seen this year with the Bucs, it'd be 3rd and 17, and we got the quarterback dead to rights, and then boom, first down. Why? Because we don't have an elite pass rusher. That's why I say pass rusher is a must. That's number 1 on the list. I think we're okay with the secondary, even if Jamel walks away. I have confidence in Zion, and I have confidence that they can go out and draft somebody. Maybe you can pick somebody up in free agency, but another one too, and I'll shoot it out there, is this offensive coordinator situation. I'm not too happy with it. I'm not too thrilled with it, but I'm gonna pump the brakes on it. I won't talk about it just yet, just because of the simple fact that the injuries, like Bowles and like him, Coach Grizzard, I'll give Coach Bowles and Coach Grizzard a pass on that because the injuries. I'm going to see what they do now, moving forward, because now you got Chris back. Chris looked good against the Cardinals. I thought he did a fantastic job. 3
receptions, 78 yards. Didn't have many receptions, but made an impact.
Yes. So I'm gonna see what they do moving forward. But if it's if like we're getting Mike back next week and Jalen McMillan back next week, and it's still the same lackluster offense, we got a problem.
Yeah, once everybody returns, if it still looks that way, we got a question mark. I think he returns, just like I think Todd Bowles returns next year. I think he'll continue to develop. But real quick, back to the defense. Again, inside linebacker, that's going to be a need if Levante David walks away. Corner, I think that unfortunately is a need. The Buccaneers didn't expect that to be a need when they drafted Benjamin Morrison and Jacob Parrish and they signed Zion, but unfortunately it is a need now. I don't think you can trust those guys, especially when you don't have a pass rusher.
Right.
Normally, like look at the Rams. They have guys that can get to the quarterback. Jared Verse. You have Brandon Fisk on the defensive line. You have Byron Young. You have guys that can get to the quarterback, and that helps out the secondary. That's what helps a guy like Emmanuel Forbes Jr. look as good as he did. He had a career game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
that was a rough one.
Yeah,
I mean, but you need to find that edge rusher. You say trade for one, but if we're being honest, you do that if you think you're one step away from winning a Super Bowl.
I think they're one step away.
And think about next year. Does Mike come back? Because if he doesn't, that lowers your window. Does Levante David come back? Vita Vea, another year older. You have the questions in the secondary. I don't know if they're. I don't know if they're 1 year away. I'm sorry, one player away next season. If things can change, but I don't know if you make that move and you give up 2 first-round picks, that's a lot.
Yeah, I get it. So I'll counter you with this. Let's put our thinking caps on. So if I'm looking forward to next year, because honestly, in all reality, I don't know what the situation is with the Buccaneers as far as the Super Bowl hopes this year. Because I got to see everybody back. You know
I think the hope would be that the offense can win shootouts.
Right.
I think that would be
That's
the
a
hope.
big problem
Yes.
this year. We can't, like, that game against the Rams was one of the worst games I've seen. We just couldn't move the football. The defense, believe it or not, the defense did all right, but there's only so much that they can do if you're off. And like I just said moments ago, complementing one another.
Yeah.
So this is why I say you go out and trade for an elite pass rusher. I don't mind giving up the farm for that. A guy like T.J. Watt, or a Max Crosby, or I wouldn't say Hendrickson just because the age there, but a guy like Vita Vea. I understand these guys are all getting a year older, but you bring in a guy like a Max Crosby or a Miles Garrett. Vita Vea's responsibilities decrease a little bit. You're taking less pressure off him because Miles Garrett is a freak of nature. All right. What he does on defense is incredible.
Yeah.
What did he get? Like 5 sacks against
the Patriots.
Yeah.
He's
you know what I'm saying? So imagine if you give up 2 first-round picks. I don't know what it would be like, but imagine if you give up that and you have Miles Garrett in a Bucs uniform with Vita Vea, with Kalijah Kancey, with Elijah Roberts, with these guys on the line, and then now you can afford to draft an inside line. That's another thing that we haven't talked about. Life without Levante David. They have to go out and go get a couple of inside linebackers because I'm not 100% sold on Savassier yet.
Yeah.
I need to see him finish the season strong. I can't really think what this defense would look like if Savassier was the premier inside linebacker for this team. That's I don't trust that. So that's why you got to go out there and make a big trade on defense. You have to go get an elite pass rusher because it's going to make the cornerbacks job a lot easier.
It'll make Zion look better. Yeah.
It'll make Zion look better because the problem is pass rush. The quarterback has too much time to throw the ball. You're asking a lot of these corners to sit there and run with these guys. It's timing.
I would, yeah. So again, I don't know right now. If it looks like they're one player away come the offseason, we're far away.
Yeah.
But then yes, okay, I'm on board, but you're giving up a lot. But yes, I do agree with you. If you remember that Sunday football game, we're going back here to that torturous time period. But 3rd and 18, Matthew Stafford had 0 pressure on him, and Zion McCollum got beat by Puka Nacua for the 3rd and 18, gave up the first down. But I mean, if you had a pass rush, that helps out. That helps that guy like Zion.
I'm gonna try and get Jay over here, get his take. But I get it. It's just for me, I think having a pass rusher of that caliber will make things a lot easier for this team.
No, I agree.
And as far as the offense goes, if this offense comes back healthy, McMillan, take a look at the future of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the wide receiver position. You have Jalen McMillan, Mecca Ibuka, Tez Johnson, Chris, a lot of people are still counting Chris Godwin out, but Chris is what, 28, 29?
Yeah.
He has a couple of years. He would be like the old head for that core, for that team.
He'd be the guy in the slot. You have J Mac and Ibuka outside,
And you have Tez. I don't think Tez has been utilized to his full ability just because of the injuries. I called when he first got drafted to the Bucs. I liked the pick because he was like a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
There's a lot. He opens up the playbook, but he only opens up the playbook if he's healthy. You know what I'm saying? If you have a guy like, you look at that offense, Mike, you have Chris, you have J-Mac, you have Emeka. I don't even know who you put first there, but now you're throwing Tez out there in that rotation. he can do some damage.
He would, yeah, he would have been, and he could still be, because they're going to get these guys back, that gadget player.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's focused on double rolling coverage to Mike Evans, double teaming him. That leaves Emeka Buka in single coverage. That leaves a guy like Chris Godwin Jr., who is older. Are we going to get fully vintage Chris Godwin Jr. officially back? We have to see as the weeks progress. But there's potential. He showed you hope. He showed you that, you know, he can still be that guy with his 3 receptions in that game, but they're for 78 yards. And he had some, they're big.
Yeah,
I mean,
there was some big
I'm a skeptic on Chris Godwin fully coming back, but let's see as we continue here. But yeah, you have, if everybody's healthy, Tez Johnson is that gadget guy. He's a guy who defenses aren't even paying attention to, because if I'm a defensive coordinator and I have to game plan against Mike Evans and Jalen McMillan and Chris Godwin Jr. and Emeka Buka and Bucky Irving, let's not forget about Bucky Irving. And if they want to get the tight ends involved, because Cade Otton, if they target him, he can be a factor in this offense. He's been used more as a blocker this year. But yeah, it's, in my opinion, the defense has given up a lot of yards every single week. Sometimes I feel like it's a bit too easy out there for the opposing offense. But if everybody's healthy, this is a dangerous team going into the playoffs. And I think you're going to have to count on that offense to win shootouts, to put 30, 35 points up a game and just go out there and go sling it around. Go tell Mayfield to sling it. And when he gets those guys back, his accuracy is hopefully going to look better.
Yeah.
And everything.
It's difficult. Like I said, you don't have your premier guys and you have two rookie wide receivers that you're playing with. And that's difficult. You know what I'm saying? You have a 7th pick in Tez Johnson, and you have Emeka Buka, who was our 1st round pick. You're asking a lot of those guys to start, and, you know, Bucky not being there for that time period, man, that was difficult. I mean, but we saw what the team looks like. But I still think that they should have put up more points on the board against the Cardinals. Looking forward to the Saints now. And it's a division game. And I know the Saints are in rebuilding mode. I fully expect the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to put belt to ass to these guys.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not taking it lightly just because it's a divisional game. They, you know, any given Sunday, man, anybody can get beat. And how would that look if we got knocked off by the Saints and the Carolina Panthers win?
They have momentum. They went into a bye week happy after they just beat the LA Rams. Nobody could beat them. They were the scariest team in the NFC. And the Panthers went toe-to-toe with them. Dave Canales, Bryce Young.
Yeah, shout out
Ralph.
to Dave,
I know
man.
your buddy Ralph.
Shout out to Ralph, man. Damn YouTube Sports Talk. My Sports Center. Yeah, man, he's happy, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I called it when Canales went to the Carolina Panthers. I'm like, this kind of changes the balance of the NFC South. It's going to take a little while. It takes about 6 to 8 weeks to figure out what type of team you have, and he's done that. And let's face facts. He's inherited a shit show. Yeah, that Carolina Panthers franchise was horrible, and he's doing very well with them. And the fact that last year we saw glimpses of it, they knocked off the Chiefs, you know, and they knocked off a few other teams. And they were no, they didn't knock off the Chiefs. They put up a fight against the Chiefs last year, I believe it was. I don't know if they
late in the season, right?
I think it was like mid-season.
Okay.
But even they competed with the Buccaneers. They gave us a problem, but we wound up beating them both times. But again, this game coming up now with the Saints, like the Panthers, they have a lot of confidence right now, man.
Yeah.
They're at an. Are they the best team in the NFC that nobody really knows about? I mean,
no, I think they just.
But in their minds, those guys, they feel like they are.
That was like their Super Bowl.
Yeah, and that's scary because they're thinking, hey, we just knocked off the best team in the NFC.
Matthew Stafford doesn't throw picks. He threw picks to the Cardinals. They were picking him off. Yeah.
And we're a half game behind the Tampa Bay Bucs, who are limping to the finish line, hoping that they get guys back. If I'm Dave Canales and the Carolina Panthers, man, it's time to really turn it up a notch.
Yeah. I think this is a winnable game, of course. These games are going to be tough, but they're winnable. The Saints, they're a bit injured right now. Alvin Kamara, he won't be in this game. He's officially ruled out. He had actually career lows in terms of receiving yards. He's a dual threat type of running back. He can beat you in the ground and in the receiving game. He also has a career low. We got DJ Ups coming in.
What's up, man?
We'll get to you. The Saints
come on over. Grab a chair.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
DJ Ups, buddy, how you doing, man? You all right?
Good, bro? What's good? What's good?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's good? What's good?
Yeah.
We getting ready to turn up for the Expo, bro.
All right. So we're just kind of talking about the Bucs and the Saints situation right now. This is it's a divisional game, and obviously the Saints being one of the worst teams in the NFL. Thank God. Because
it's still a divisional game, though, bro. It's still something to worry about. I wouldn't just write them off. That's the thing that the Bucs fans did at the beginning of the year. Now they're irate about, oh, our defense is bad, or our offense is bad. A lot of them wrote off teams that they shouldn't have written off. Like they wrote off the Carolina Panthers, and then the Panthers turned around and beat the Cowboys. The Panthers turned around and beat the Bills, and now they're worried and they're saying fire Coach Bowles. But you shouldn't have written a divisional opponent off to begin with. It's still a divisional opponent. We almost got beat by them last year. They almost kept us out of the playoffs.
Well, that's what I was saying this year. Daniel, you've heard me talk about this.
We only were in the playoffs because of a fumble forced by Yaya Diaby, or recovered by Yaya. Yeah, Yaya recovered it, and then Nelly forced it.
Yeah.
If that fumble didn't happen, they kick a field goal and we lose that game.
Yeah. And I've been saying this. The last 3 weeks of the season scare me because with the Carolina Panthers, we just saw they knocked off
The Rams.
obviously probably the best team in the NFC.
Yeah.
You know, and McVay has those, like, it doesn't even, a lot of people have written off McVay and the Rams and all that. But, you know, Carolina is playing with so much confidence right now. They're looking at the division. They're looking at, like I was just saying before, why not us?
Mhm.
We're a half a game behind the Bucs.
They're looking at it as we can do it too.
And then
Yeah.
you don't think they circled those 2 games at the end of the season? That's what scares me
Oh, no.
because it's going to be, for me, I think both the Bucs and the Panthers, that first matchup is going to be crucial, but it's that January 4th matchup.
The worst part about it is that if we split the matchups in the division, they have the tiebreaker because they beat the Rams.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't bring that up, and that's a very
That's
good
the
point.
scariest part. So we have to win both games if we end up with the same record. We just need to take care of business. We got Mike coming back Thursday. We got Jalen coming back Thursday. Tristan's questionable right now, which he cut me off in traffic on the interstate earlier today, but it's all good.
Did he really?
Yeah, bro. He cut me off. It's
He's a
all
bad
good.
driver? I didn't.
No, he was trying. There was a semi truck going like 40 and a 70. And he just kind of was like, he tried to get out the way, and I was coming up that side, and then my son looked. He's like, Dad, that's Tristan. It's like, I look, oh, yeah, it is Tristan.
Bro, the driving out here is like, I feel like I'm a NASCAR driver driving out here. It's insane. Like, I thought Massachusetts was bad. Out here, you guys are crazy.
Well, go down to Miami. That's even worse.
No
Yeah,
thanks.
it's even more cluttered down there.
No thanks. But with this Bucs and Saints game, I fully expect the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to take care of business. But it is a divisional game, and I'm not taking it lightly. I get it. It's the Saints. They're the worst team in football right now. They got financial trouble. They got a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to take that game lightly. Neither should the Buccaneers. They got to be on their A game. They got to be on their A game every game moving forward.
The
In my opinion.
scary thing is they got their quarterback. Shuck ain't a bad quarterback. He's gonna make rookie mistakes, but he's a good quarterback. They don't have the receivers yet. When they draft the receiver next year, we got to look out for that. What if they drafted in a Mecca? Or wait, Jeremiah Smith's coming out of the draft and they're top 5. You know,
They still have Olave too. I mean, I don't know. I think he's mentally checked out over there.
Yeah, he needs to be traded. He needs a new start.
Kamara's probably going to be out of there too.
No,
they're in
Kamara said he wants to stay and retire as a Saint.
I don't know because what are they 82? I think they're predicted
Drew
to be
Brees.
82 million.
Yeah,
in salary cap.
Derek Carr did that because he retired.
The retirement. Yep.
Yeah, but their salary cap situation because I
What
think they
happened
tried
was
to release.
Breeze retired. What, 2 years ago? 3 years ago? We retired Breeze that year. And then when they went and got Derek Carr, he signed that big contract and then he retired. So they've like double whammy.
Yeah,
that's what hurt. Now Cam Jordan's on the way out.
Thank God.
I
can't stand.
He gave us our props at the beginning of the season. He said we should have been top 3 offenses in the league.
Yeah, I played the clip on the show, but he also had like some sly shit to say about it. But it is
about Mike Evans. I seen it. Yeah.
But you know, again, it's a tough game. But those last 2 games with the Panthers, I'm telling you, the division's going to come down to in January 4th. That's the division's going to be the South is going to be determined by that one game. I'm telling you, unless Carolina drops the ball.
Yeah,
I don't see the Buccaneers dropping the ball, man.
See, another team that our people wrote off was the Dolphins. They beat the Bills. They beat the brakes off the Bills.
Belt to ass. That's what I said.
Oh, I don't care if that's a divisional game. The Dolphins supposed to be a bad team.
Yeah.
Like, man, it's scary, bro. It's scary out here. Dolphins ain't bad. That's bad.
Can we all agree though? This year for the NFL season, 2 things have happened this year. teams that should be winning are not winning, and the season has gone by so fast,
bro.
It feels
What are
like
14.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
So we
literally
got 4 weeks left. Yeah, we're gonna be sitting in football purgatory again in about 2-3 months.
well, we got
2 months.
we got another one of these coming up in March, and
And-
there's going to be a lot of stuff to talk about.
It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot bigger in March because we are in season. This is our in season expo. It's still fun. We still have Elijah Roberts, Dwight Smith, Jimmy Giles. As far as our Bucks, we got Dante Culpepper, Peter Warwick. We have a nice lineup. We actually have some current Rays. We have Jonathan Aranda. We got to do Kevin Kiermaier last night, which was pretty dope. He was really cool, bro. Yeah, we have some cool people coming out to hang out. If you guys want to come get some autographs, take a few photos, you know, same old, same old. But the current Bucks players, we will have those in March. We should have those in March. They're not doing anything. It's the off season. They'll take a signing.
And I'm looking forward to that. I was at the Lightning game last night. That was pretty
We've been
cool.
working on them too. They give us a hard time.
That Lightning game was wild, man. A lot of good people. I had really good seats, 7 rows behind. A lot of cool people around. Great conversations with everybody.
Yeah,
I actually spilt my beer by accident. The damn cup holders,
they suck,
bro.
Yeah, they
I
like
literally
this. It's big, bro.
Yeah.
And you tip it,
And
everything falls.
You got a beer about
That big,
that
yeah.
big, you know what I'm saying? And it's like you're trying to like, I don't know. I bought 2 of them because I was like, I'm not going back up, bro, because I know how crazy it gets. But they lost on some bullshit, man. Like it was a hand,
I seen it, yeah.
bro, come on, man. And I told everybody around me, I said, be prepared because we're staying late. So call out of work. We're gonna stay late. This game's going into overtime. And unfortunately, they didn't get that goal.
I hate hockey overtime. I hate the shootouts. I hate all that shit.
That was honestly for what I spent.
The suspense, man. It's like, but you know what? Hockey, you can't say this team's way better than that team because that's an any given night type of bro.
Hockey don't even put out injury reports.
Thank you, bro.
They don't put out injury reports.
Like any night a team can win in hockey. The worst team can beat the best team in hockey any night. But it's the same with football.
Yeah. We've seen it. Look, who expected the New England Patriots to do what they did?
They flipped the script since last year.
Bro, so I said that Vrabel going over there, I said, be careful because I'm 45 minutes away from Foxborough Stadium. Well, Gillette. I still call it Foxborough Stadium, man. That's what it used to be called. So when I was watching some of the stuff that because they do, like the Buccaneers have In the Current, which is fantastic. Their media team is unbelievable. Like the stuff that they do, they're great. So the Patriots just started doing some things called Forged in Foxborough. It's pretty cool. And because I've done some construction work around the vicinity, so seeing like the aerial view of stuff.
I'd say it's E-Rock gonna be here at 5:30.
All right, there we go. But watching what Vrabel was doing with the Patriots, and I'm like, dude, they're gonna be good this year. Like they're gonna finish in second place in the division.
See, and you know what though? That's a young team, so they need a coach like Vrabel that's gonna fire him up. And that's the thing with our coach. People are like, oh, we need a coach like Vrabel. No, we don't. We have older players. We have older players.
Yeah,
I get trying to hear no dude screaming.
Nah,
he let him.
A lot of people wanted Gruden to replace. I'm very.
I love our coach. I love our Super Bowl coach, but he's not fit for.
No,
his offense is way outdated.
Yeah,
that's why he had such a hard time with the Raiders. But then the Raiders have been in football purgatory themselves. It's just it's a mess.
You know who did that to the Raiders? The Bucs. Ever since
we traded the.
Ever since listen, we cursed that team. Ever since that time,
they won. I think Gannon won the MVP the next year. Then after that,
they did nothing.
We beat the brakes off them in the Super Bowl.
I'm telling, and
we're gonna see Dwight Smith tomorrow to talk about it.
Yeah, actually, I gotta.
I wonder if anybody's. I'm pretty sure they have, but I wonder if he's ever thought about if voting was the way it is now, if he would have won that MVP.
Listen, 2 interceptions for touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I love Mr. Jackson, and I get it. He set the tone in that Super Bowl.
Yeah,
but Dwight Smith, a corner, was he a rookie? At the time?
No, I think he was
second
or third year. Yeah,
he scored 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
like you scored 2 touchdowns in a Super Bowl. That was more than Keyshawn did.
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying. Even McCardle. No, I don't think it.
Keenan McCardle scored a touchdown.
Yeah, that's what
I think that was it. I don't think any of our receivers scored.
That's what I'm saying. He scored more points.
D. Brooks scored. Dexter Jackson scored. He didn't score. He just had 2 picks.
2 picks.
So Dwight Smith scored twice. That's 3 touchdowns. Rondé didn't score?
No,
So we only had 3 defensive touchdowns.
3 defensive touchdowns.
I thought there was 4.
Yeah. So that's why I said Dwight Smith should have been the MVP of that Super Bowl, just because of the simple fact that a corner that young in that stage,
Yeah.
2 interceptions and I mean, he really didn't do. I shouldn't say he didn't do much. Just I feel like those Buccaneers teams after that Super Bowl was just very lost. They went 8-8, and then the rest was just kind of downhill. We had that spurt,
Yeah.
and then we came back down, and then I don't even want
We
to.
had the spurt without going to the playoffs. We went 10-6, missed the playoffs. 9-7, missed the playoffs. We didn't really have any playoff contention in those years, which sucked because we had great teams with Jeff Garcia.
Yeah.
Our quarter, the receipt wasn't that the VJack years? Vincent Jackson, Kellen Winslow, Josh Freeman. That was Josh Freeman.
Yeah.
We had a good team with Josh Freeman, and
You know who killed those teams? Greg Schiano.
oh my God, bro. Greg Schiano was the coach when we had the no-fly zone. Just put this into perspective. You got Deshaun Golson, all-pro from the 49ers.
Yep.
You got Darrelle Revis. Everybody knows who Darrelle Revis is.
This island.
Mark Barron, top 10 pick.
Jonathan Banks, right?
Jonathan
Yep.
Banks, Vernon Hargraves, bro. You have all of this talent on defense in the secondary, and we were like 26th in the league, bro.
He got rid of Michael Bennett. Remember Michael Bennett?
Yeah.
What did Michael Bennett do after that? Went to the Seahawks
Seahawks, yep.
Won a Super
and
Bowl.
won a Super Bowl. Same thing. We got rid of LeGarrette Blount. LeGarrette Blount, where did he go? To the Patriots, won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, she
Darrelle
got rid
Revis.
of them, bro.
Yeah.
Dang, man, I ain't
Keep to lead, yeah.
because we drafted Doug
Keep
Martin.
to lead.
Yeah, bro. And they all left and won Super Bowls.
All left and won Super Bowls.
That's
Greg
absolutely
Schiano.
insane.
So if you ask me to this day, and I don't like disrespecting people and stuff because I respect all these guys and all their accomplishments and all that. But Greg Schiano was probably one of the worst Buccaneer coaches. I would take Lovie Smith over Greg Schiano.
No, he is there. He's been voted. I've seen polls. He's the worst Buccaneers quarter or coach of all time. They did like a poll of fans, picked the worst coach in their franchise history, and he was the one for the Bucs.
Not only that, you remember the game against the Giants? That's when when they went to the kneel down and he made everybody dive to try to get the ball.
Yeah,
That was the Giants. Tom Coughlin.
Yeah.
He got really angry. Yeah.
yeah. Coach Coughlin got pissed.
I mean, what are you doing there?
He was red in the face.
What are you
Red in the
doing?
face.
Like, what are you doing there? This is the type of shit that I was talking about. It was tough to watch those Buccaneer teams, and it was tough, man. But like, I always stuck by the team. I always watched.
Hey, what's up, Ice Water? So you got ice water in his veins, baby.
Ice Water,
Olsen.
Ice Water Olsen. What's up, man? Come on down to the Expo, man. Right here at the fairgrounds. Like I said, a lot of good stuff going on over here. Me and Daniel just took a walk before we went on live. We're gonna, you know what I'm saying? This is not the only live we're gonna do. Like I said, if you guys don't catch this one, or if you just jumped in now, like I said,
Elijah Roberts will be in around between 5:30 and 6:30. He'll be on the show.
yeah, like I said, man, we got a lot of good questions to ask Elijah. But come on down to the fairgrounds, man. Come on down to the Sports Expo. A lot of good stuff. If you like trading,
off the ground.
if you like trading cards and getting cards, man, this is the spot. This is the spot. Like the amount of cards that I've seen here, we were just talking about it, $200,000, and don't be afraid of that. Don't let
They're
that
not all
defer.
$200,000.
They're not all $200,000, but there's some really cool stuff here, man. I've seen Lily from the Munsters, an autographed card.
Yeah.
That's really cool, man. Like it's like I love walking through here because it's like you see like the new era of stuff, but then you go through that time capsule.
Yeah.
When you were a kid, and you just the nostalgic stuff, and there's a lot of cool stuff over here, man. I love being a part of this. Shout out to you, man, for making this happen, man. Like I'm looking forward to March too. Like I'm just looking forward to continue. This is like a little vacation for me. Like it's just it's fun.
You escaped the cold.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you said-
Shout out to everybody in Massachusetts when you guys get a chance to watch this. I got sent a text message, 19 degrees today.
Hell yeah, I'm good.
No, thank
Yeah.
you. No,
I was
thank you.
wearing- I was wearing a jacket, 20 minutes ago?
Yeah.
It's 80 degrees.
I
here.
seen you. I was like, how dare him?
Yeah.
How dare him wear that
If
jacket?
it's less than 85, man.
I was like, how dare him? I'm like, you got to come up to Massachusetts
No, I'm
when it's
good.
cold.
I'm good. I'm good. It's probably 50 degrees in June, ain't it?
No, it's actually hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
So
do that. It's either hot or cold.
Listen,
It ain't no in between.
So I know you guys got the humidity, but in Massachusetts, the humidity is so bad
Mhm.
that you can't even breathe when it's 90. Like 98 out here is cool.
Yeah.
I like 98 out here. It's hot, but it's hot. Versus in Massachusetts, when it's 90, 95, you
It's
can't.
that dry heat.
Yeah, you can't breathe.
We
Just
got the
can't.
humidity to kind of help us out.
Let's see. Icewater Olson says, I'll come check it out, but it would have to be a long drive. I'm all the way up here on the shores of Lake Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's
geez.
quite
So,
a bit away.
oh, I like what he did there, Lake Michigan. Yeah, so he knows about the cold too.
Mhm.
'Cause that Michigan's no joke. I was actually my server at First Watch. He was from Michigan. He's like, yeah, it's really cold out there. I was like, yeah, I bet. I'm like, Massachusetts is cold, but I mean, Michigan, that's a whole nother.
whole type of cold. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
ice skating on lakes and shit.
Oh yeah. You don't like ice skating?
Hell no. Why not? I don't skate at all.
Nah, like I said, I'm used to the cold, but
I don't skate. I don't swim. I'm good.
I'm all set with the cold. I can't do it anymore. That's why I landed here. I had a Nike sweatpants and a Nike hoodie. I took the hoodie right off. I'm like, holy
It's too
shit,
hot.
man, it's too hot. Like even just the sweatpants, I'm like, it was too much. And then I was waiting for the car to show up, and then I finally got the car. I went right to the Buccaneers team store. I'm actually shout out to my son Cody. Love you, buddy. Daddy will see you Wednesday.
What's up, Cody?
Daddy's got you. Daddy's gonna have a nice little surprise for you. I can't say it on live, but I got him something cool from the team store. Actually, so I got a red Cadillac and I parked it. I don't know if you guys check out the Instagram or the X. I parked it right where the team store is.
Seen it with behind the Rondé Barber. Yeah,
Dude. No, it was Baker and Doug.
Baker and Doug Williams.
Yeah, and I was like, this is a really nice picture. I'm like, I'm gonna take a picture. I actually have to call the Buccaneers because I want to start taking pictures of stuff. But I want to let them know ahead of time. So then, how the hell is this guy just taking random pictures? I'm sure they get it,
They don't care.
but I want
shot a whole music video out there. They ain't say nothing.
really.
Yeah,
I want to go to One Buck Place. I want to check that out, but I don't think you can get there.
You can. You have to schedule it ahead of time.
Really?
Yeah.
See, like that's something that I want to. I want to go in there. I want to check out the statues of the Super Bowl team and stuff like that.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. See, like that's something I'd want to do. So we're gonna wrap this up. We'll be back in half hour, another hour. We're gonna do a quick walkthrough. I got to get some gifts for certain people, and we'll talk more about the Saints with Elijah Roberts and that game coming up. You got anything you want to add?
Yeah, final prediction on this game.
On the game, who's starting at quarterback for the Saints?
Tyler
It's
Shutt.
gonna be Tyler.
Yep. No Alvin Kamara. They don't have the right tackle. No Justin Reed in the secondary.
Kelvin Banks not playing.
Kevin Banks is playing.
He playing.
Yeah.
Hassan Reddick playing.
Hassan Reddick will be out there.
He was obsolete this week.
They're gonna get 2 touchdowns, but I think we're gonna get 6. I think it's gonna be a 40-point game for us.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I want a 50 burger.
We haven't had it, and we haven't had a 40-point game yet this year.
I'll go ahead and make my prediction. From what I seen with Chris last week,
Oh yeah, he's back. Oh,
I predict Chris to go over 100 yards. I predict him to get a touchdown. I
this
predict
is gonna be this Baker's gonna have 350. Meg's gonna go over 100. Chris is gonna go for 100. Ted's gonna have a decent game.
I think Bucky is really going to be a driving force in this game. I think
He's gonna make the defense honest. He's gonna drive up, make them put an extra player in the box, and they're gonna have to double. They can't double Chris and Emeka.
No.
Mecca's gonna draw those double teams. Chris is gonna eat. Then they're gonna try to switch the coverage to the other side, and it's gonna be the other way around. Or Tez is gonna eat him up in the slot because they trying to play the run. We gonna eat this week, and then they got hit. The Falcons got hell because they got Jalen and Mike coming back that game.
so.
That's your birthday game.
Yeah, man, I was trying to get out here a little bit longer, but I mean, it was tough. But I mean, listen, the Buccaneers ain't going nowhere. I'll be at a couple more games next year. We'll see what the schedule looks like. I'm gonna try and catch some road games, whatever I can get as close. But yeah, I can't wait, man. Like I said, I'm predicting 38-14 Tampa,
Yeah.
and I think Tez has a touchdown. I think we see him do a backflip again, man. Shout out to Tez.
He's had
man.
a decent rookie season, man.
Yeah,
To be a 7th round pick, I mean, you can't ask for more.
5
than a 7th
teams
round.
this season. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, man. Like I said, it's just I was on that bandwagon for 24 hours with the Bulls needs to go.
Yeah.
But then I'm like we were just talking about before. I put myself in his shoes and I'm just like, bro, I'm not winning many games. I'm having a difficult time scheming things with the amount of injuries we have. It's not like it's one guy or two guys.
Yeah.
It's two guys on the offensive line. It's your running back. It's both of your wide receivers. And then you had Jamel Dean down. And it's just like the injury bug has been so bad for us this year. And it's not fair because I feel like us as fans, we've got robbed of that because what would what would this team's record, what would the statistics look like if everybody was healthy? Imagine that.
Oh, bro, we're looking big. Well, see, our defense is still gonna give up points, so we probably would have lost that Buffalo game. But you're looking at a totally different outcome with the Detroit game because our offense is healthy.
And you're looking at a different outcome with the Eagles too.
Patriots as well, because well, the Patriots, we gave up running plays. But the thing is, we would have been able to answer on offense. We haven't been able to answer on defense. Gets a turnover and we had I think Yaya had a sack fumble or a strip sack in the Detroit game. He recovered it. They had scored a touchdown, but we grabbed the momentum, had a 3 and out.
Yeah,
that's a big thing.
That kills us. These 3 and outs after we had 4 turnovers last game and only scored 20 points.
Yeah,
that's that. We can't do that. We can't do that.
Yeah,
I'm a real Bucs fan. I understand when you don't have Mike and you don't have Jalen, who are our deep threats. They take the top off the coverage. They drive. You got 2 different defenders that are going to go downfield with one of those 2 players. And then you have one of the other ones is going to take another guy. So now Mecca's in the middle of the field wide open, or Chris is on the slot wide open. I mean, or Bucky's on the jet sweep or the screen wide open. Bro, our offense is going to be what it was last year when everybody fell in love with it.
If we fall shy in the playoffs,
I'm okay with it this year.
Would you be okay for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Jason Light and company finally giving up a couple of draft picks to go get a premier pass rusher for this team?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It depends. See, the money has got to be right. Trey Henderson, yeah.
I think he's like
a son Reddick. So we don't know if he's gonna produce.
So for me,
we need to go spend. No, don't spend no 2 first rounders on go spend the top 5 pick on it. Trade up in the draft and go get them.
I would, if it's me.
That's it. Real quick. That's actually a smart way. It's the contract situation. You do have to pay Baker if you're gonna bring him back.
Baker's about to get $50 million.
Yeah. So this is the way I look at it. Baker has another year with the Buccaneers, so that's a plus.
What sucks though, bro? It's not like Jason ain't been addressing it. He's been addressing it. He drafted Chris Braswell. Yaya's panned out. I like Yaya. He just don't have no help.
He needs a Simeon Rice.
We drafted the thing is we drafted David Walker last year and he tore was it ACL?
Yeah, towards ACL day 3, and he had every year in college a 90+ pass rush grade.
Bro,
he would have been. I think
I was talking to a friend about it, and I was like, "Do you think our defense would be 100% different if David Walker played this year?" And I feel like Elijah Roberts has made a big difference. Who we gonna get to see? He came in when Canty got hurt. He picked up like right where Canty left off. So I like both of them. I'm okay with losing in the playoffs this year because we're setting ourselves up to be able to have a rotational defense. That's what we had when we
saw the Eagles won.
Yeah, that's what you have when you win a Super Bowl. Coach Gruden addressed it. He said it's nice to be able to take Sapp out the game so he gets a play or 2 off every drive and put somebody in there that's not going to be Sapp, but they're going to draw some pressure.
Yeah.
So you still can't take that extra blocker away from that. When you can put Chidi Ahantu or Simeon Rice, and you have all of the Booger McFarland, you got all of these names that's going to eat when they go in the game. It's a blessing. So I think we're setting ourselves up to have Canty, Vita, and Roberts in the middle, and then you got, Yaya, you got Hassan, and go get it. Like I said, we can go trade up and get a premier pass rusher in the draft. I mean,
I'm going all in. I'm gonna rip a page out of the Rams book. I want Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett's career is
that was a Super Bowl.
I think they can work something.
The Rams now built that team from the draft.
We could have went and got Joey Bosa. I like, you see, Khalil Mack was on the market. I mean, you have those kind of guys that's going to draw the double team. Put it like this. When we had Shaq Barrett last year, look at Yaya's numbers. Because Shaq Barrett drew a double team. Now Yaya can just one-on-one go get the quarterback.
Yaya's play has come up a lot, like the past couple of games. Like even last week had a sack and a half, I believe. I just want to see what this team would look like with a Myles Garrett, because I think that's the biggest problem.
Oh, that's
a lot of people.
That's a Simeon Rice.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people, like the cornerback situation. I think you can solve all those issues with a premium pass rusher like Myles Garrett. because you put him in there,
You saw it with Shaq Barrett. He had 18 sacks. He
Yeah.
won the Super Bowl with a good
and the corners
quarterback.
back and the corners, they looked good. You want to know why? Because they didn't have to hold on that extra second and a half, 2 seconds
Yep.
to cover. Because when you don't generate that pass rush, when you don't have that push up front,
Well, see, another problem this year is that's off with the Bucs. Our rush defense ain't good. We're like 16, 17. We're average, but the Bucs run defense is normally top 5.
Yeah.
On a yearly basis. I don't know what happened, but we don't, we're top 5 with Sue and Vita. We were top 5 last year, weren't we?
Yeah.
We
Since
top 5 last
2019,
year.
the best defense against the run. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what's happened this year that's different. I think it's probably Levante lost a step, and then we lost Devin White. I think that, believe it or not, he might have been a cancer in the locker room, but that's a big talent that we lost.
That's so the thing with Devin White, and they actually selling some. They have some cool photo up over there with Devin White. I love Devin White.
I love him too.
It takes a lot. If I buy the jersey, it takes a lot. Like you're somebody that I really like.
Yeah, he wasn't washed as much as people say.
I think the problem with Devin White was the ego got in the way.
Well,
And,
he wanted to get paid.
yeah.
And the thing is, we have Levante, and 5 years ago when he wanted to get 3 years ago when he wanted to get paid, Levante was still decent. So he's like, you can't pay both of y'all. We got to give him some money too. And he wanted, I think it was like 25 million.
He wanted Roquan Smith money. That's what he said.
He deserved it.
He said it.
He was an all-pro.
Before the draft,
Yeah, because he said,
$100 million
yeah, he said he wanted to be taken care of. But sometimes, like again, it's the Tom Brady effect. And a lot of these quarterbacks, you take a look at, like everybody's like, oh, Josh Allen. Oh, it's crazy. He's not winning. They keep putting no talent around him.
All
Well,
the money.
take a look at the money situation with Josh Allen.
Then look at Patrick Mahomes. What's crazy, Patrick Mahomes, they go get, all he needs is mediocre talent. That's it. Go get your Juju Smith or D-Hop, or he take him to the Super Bowl.
They signed him to what, $500 million contract, 10 years.
Yeah.
A lot of people like that is stupid. I thought it was pretty smart.
Now Dak's making 60 and they struggling.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know. It's gonna be
making 55, they struggling.
Yeah. It's
Kyler's making 53, they struggling.
Kyler's not gonna be on that
Baker's
team.
making 33, we 7-5.
I think Baker is, even when it comes down to negotiating those contracts, not this year. Well, obviously,
I think he's gonna take a little bit less than 50.
Yeah, I think he'll take a little bit less. I think you're looking at right around 41 million, 42 million.
Yeah,
just because,
which is so team friendly for us, man.
And then the salary cap is going to continue to go up. That's the only way you're going to win Super Bowls.
I remember when Tom came, quarterbacks were getting, Dak was making 40 million. Tom came to Tampa,
2 years,
50 million guaranteed, 2 years. I'm like, what? 25 million a year for the GOAT? We got to steal for him, bro.
Oh yeah, and well, the thing is too, I was at Brady's last game in Foxborough, and a lot of people, they thought he was done.
You seen it?
Yeah, I was like,
that pick six. That was
I knew.
Logan Ryan, former.
Yeah, Logan Ryan, and I was at that game, and I told everybody there. I said, if you guys don't win this game, Brady's coming to Tampa Bay. I had a Buccaneers hat on. They were very well aware I was a Bucs fan. They're like, yeah, right, you got a better chance of seeing God. I'm like, bro, I'm telling you, he's not going to go nowhere else in the league and win a Super Bowl outside of Tampa Bay, because the one thing that held Tampa Bay back was a quarterback.
As much as we love Jameis.
I liked Jameis. I really did ask my co-host Jamie.
Jameis,
he loves. Yeah, he
give him some time. Give him some time.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's 5
yeah,
years.
yeah, yeah. And that final year, that was the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
Brady came to Tampa, and I said, we're winning a Super Bowl. And then COVID happened and got nervous.
Super Bowl, first team in their own stadium.
Yep. And should have won 2 Super Bowls. We were better than the Rams.
And I don't blame Coach Bowles for zero blitz at all. That was just good. That was just good veteran quarterback play by Matt Stafford.
It is what it is, you know. But again, I'm gonna say this: they need to go out. They need to go trade for a premier pass rusher. If you have to break the bank a little bit, you know.
Well, we can afford. I do think we can go get Max Crosby.
I wouldn't mind Max. I think Max Crosby.
But
is a good choice.
He's under this notion. I'm a Raider, and he's not going nowhere, bro.
Again, the Buccaneers
around him like the Browns were smelling.
The Bucs cursed that team ever since they wiped the floor with them in the Super Bowl. But we're gonna leave it at that. We'll be right back in a little bit, so stay tuned. We have some cool stuff coming up, and hang tight, guys. We'll be back. Peace.
Do some announcements.